Welcome to the second part of the Waltz for Debby lesson. Let's just start by reviewing just quickly where we got up to in the first lesson. So in the first lesson we had this whole first page, okay? And by the way, there was one mistake. I'm going to upload new sheet music for it, but in measure, oh, you know what, that's the other thing, I didn't put the measure numbers in here. So 8, 9, 10, the B flat major 7 chord, that should be B flat major 7 over D, so slash D, all right? So that will be updated so you can download the new version if you want. So anyway, let me just play what we have up to there. So, right, in the A7 over G. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Okay, so that's basically where we got up to, right? And it said the rest of the song would be covered in a future lesson, which is this lesson. So now we start on the second part. So we're going to do second page here, and we're going back to that original pattern again, okay? So the original 4 measures, it's all the same. Right, this is all the same, but now here we have a difference here. Check this out. Okay? So now let's talk about that for a second. So now in the first section, the first page, we did an A7 over A7 with G in the bass, right? This time, though, it's an A7 with C sharp in the bass. Okay, and I'm actually gonna try fixing the virtual keyboard. We'll see if we can get the sharps in there, but since we move around into different key centers, it might still show up as flats. So just know that should say C sharp, okay? So A7 with C sharp in the bass. Remember, when we're doing these slash chords, we could put any other chord tone in the bass and it's gonna sound nice. So A7 over G, A7 over E, A7 over C sharp. Okay? The 3rd and the 7th sound especially nice for your slash chords. Okay? And what you're looking for, which is pretty evident by taking a look at this arrangement, is you're looking for smooth motion. So before in the first part, it was right? So that's basically the chords. I'm just doing some shells of chords. And so you notice that basically it's just going down chromatically. So C, and then here it changes to B flat, then A, all right? So we don't hit the B. So for the most part, chromatically. Now we're doing C sharp, C, B, B flat, A, right? So you see that? Some more of that chromatic motion. So again here, let me get my measure numbers. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So measure 21, let me just write that in quick for myself so I don't forget. Measure 21. And then we go to D7 over C. Now I kept the right hand exactly the same because I wanted you to just focus on that left hand motion, all right? So D7 over C, and then G7 over B, then C7 over B flat, then we go to the F7 over A, and now we're back to the B flat over D, but now, see with the, oh, we bring it over C, right? And then we hit a B7, okay? And we're going to end right on that B7 chord. So we're just going to focus on that. So let's go back and let's do the entire second page. So we have, sorry, that's better. So here, measure 21, the A over C sharp over C. B7. Okay? Very interesting harmonically as well because we're kind of here now modulating to A for a little bit. You see that? So If we look at the analysis of it, this would be like a 1 to a 6 to a 2 to a 5. Okay. Now here, this A7 over C sharp. How I would start to look at this is I look at this as extended dominance. A7 to D7 to G7 to C7. When you're analyzing, don't worry about the alternate bass. Don't worry about the slash chords most of the time. Usually what you're looking for is the root of the chord in order to get the analysis. So here we have A7 to D7 to G7 to C7. Okay? So this is 5-7. We could like really get technical and say that this is 5-7 of 5-7 of 2, and I'm sorry, it'd be 5-7 of 5-7 of 5-7 of 5, all right? But it's ridiculous to say that kind of stuff. So we call this extended dominance. And extended dominance means that we're just doing that whole cycle 4 motion, cycle 5 motion. So we see how we're going backwards in the circle of fifths, A to D to G to C, all dominant 7th chords. Extended dominance, all right? So, sorry. We can just keep going with this, all right? You know, so that's something you could practice as well, just moving around to your different extended dominance. So I'm going A7 to D7 to G7 to C7 to F7 to B flat 7. And notice when I do this, this is 3 and 7, now moves to 7 and 3 on the D. And then 3 and 7 moves to 7 and 3. These are just moving down in half steps. Have kind of some fun with it and rhythmicize those notes a bit. All right, so anyway, extended dominance there until finally we hit the F7, okay? Right, so that's a 5-7, and then it takes us to that B flat major, so the 4 chord here. Okay, so now we go to the 4 chord. But now that B, the B7, modulates us to A for a second here. Okay? So we'll pick up on that B7 when we come back in the next chapter. All right, so see you in a minute.